In today's market, it can be hard to find the right commercial auto insurance for your business, especially in New York. Today, we're going to walk through who the best insurance auto carriers are and why you should consider them. Hi, Ryan Hanley here, founder and president of Rogue Risk, where we do insurance differently, specifically by giving you knowledge and information to make the right insurance decision. Now, when it comes to commercial auto, the market is a mess, and it has been for a while. So even if you're watching this video in the future, it probably still is a mess. And this has to do with the highly litigious nature of our country in general, but particularly New York State. Now, we're addressing New York State specifically. We do have some videos on the channel that address the kind of country as a whole, as we do right in all 48 states. But New York in particular has specific coverages, specific liability limits, specific regulations, and an in general more litigious nature, including the highly dense and kind of different environment that is New York City, Long Island, and Westchester. So all that together, who, if we have commercial auto insurance needs, should we be considering for an insurance carrier? Now, the biggest player, the first player we always think about is Progressive Insurance. Now, if you've dealt with Progressive in the past, you're probably saying, Ryan, Progressive is a market of last resort. They always have the highest premiums. Well, that is not always the case, specifically in New York. In other parts of the country, yes, kind of Progressive is known for taking startup businesses, for taking odd risks, people doing different things with a commercial auto, people who may have a lot of accidents, a lot of tickets, Progressive will take those, and you do pay a higher premium when you have those situations. But in New York, especially if you have a good driving record, you can find Progressive to be competitively priced and a good market. So you always want to at least consider Progressive. So when we are working with a client here at Rogue Risk, we're always going to quote Progressive. It doesn't mean that's the company you're going to be with, but ultimately we're usually going to quote Progressive. Then there are a few other carriers that you want to take a look at. There's Allstate Commercial Auto. All right, a lot of people think Allstate Personal. Allstate does have a commercial auto division, and they're one of the carriers you want to consider. Lancer is another. You're going to want to look at Guard. Those are pretty much your options when it comes to standalone commercial auto. So if you're just getting a commercial auto policy, if you also are going to buy general liability, business owner's policy from the same carrier, you can start to look at other insurance companies. If you're in contracting construction, you can look at Cincinnati, Liberty Mutual, Hartford. Chubb will write some commercial auto. They're not going to write freight or trucking, but if you have a fleet of vehicles or just a business vehicle, say a sedan or a contractor's truck, they'll take a look at that kind of stuff. So like a lightweight truck, you can look there. So basically how you want to segment is you have the big player, that's Progressive. You then have some standalone markets, which are going to be Allstate, Lancer, and Guard. And then you have a bunch of players that are going to take more low risk. They're not going to want, if you have a bunch of tickets, accidents, they're not going to want them. But a bunch of other carriers that you can then look at if you're going to package your general liability or business owner's policy with a commercial auto policy. And what happens is in that spectrum, you're going to find the right market. Now, the key to finding that right market is working with the right agent, an agent who will sit down, who will educate you, be transparent, figure out what the right market is for you, shop those rates, and bring them back. And that's what we do here at Rogue Risk. We are commercial insurance specialists. It's all we do, and we want to help you if this is the kind of relationship that seems like it would be valuable. And if it would, there are a bunch of ways that you can get a hold of us. You can give us a call, 518-960-6600. You can email us, gorogue@roguerisk.com. You can visit us online at roguerisk.com, or I'm sure there's a link or a button somewhere around this video that will let you contact us, whichever way you choose. We look forward to working with you.